Good afternoon, everybody. This is Tenacious Earl, and this is another installment of the Tenacious Diamond King project. This is Game 8. Detroit has successfully defended their title as the King of the Hill once so far. This is the 2015 cards, if you didn't happen to notice from the title. So, the way we play this is that as soon as a team reaches 5 successful defenses of the King of the Hill, then they will be crowned the Tenacious Diamond King. We will be using DH because Detroit is the home team. They are the reigning King of the Hill, so they get the choice, and they will choose to use a DH. And so Cincinnati will have to pick a player, and they already have, that will be their DH for this one. So it adds a little bit of spice to it. Makes it a little tougher, I think, for the offensive side of the National League teams. Of course, the American League pitchers probably have it a little tougher too, so they may concede more off their card. But anyway, okay, so we are going to get started here with this game. The starters for each team, the Reds, will have Anthony DeSclafani. He'll be pitching. He is their number one. And Anibal Sanchez will get the nod for the Tigers. Here on this Friday afternoon, things are a little bright on the screen. Tried to remedy that some. That helps just a little bit right there. So change the color a little bit. Hopefully that's not too annoying for anybody. So this will be the lineup for the Reds for today, facing Sanchez. It'll be Brandon Phillips at second, Eugenio Suarez DHing, Joey Votto at first, Todd Frazier third base, Jay Bruce in right, Zach Cozart will be the shortstop, Skip Shoemaker will be in left, Schumacher, I believe that's how you say his name, Schumacher. Brian Pena catching, and Billy Hamilton in center. For the Tigers, facing DeSclafani, it'll be Rajay Davis in center, Ian Kinsler second base. So a little bit of different lineup here because, again, starting last game, I started using the rest roles, and so Ghost takes the day off, and Avila also takes the day off. So getting some other guys in here to be, like I said, Rajay Davis center leading off, and Ian Kinsler second base, Miguel Cabrera first, JD Martinez right, Victor Martinez the DH, Nick Castellanos third base, Tyler Collins in left, Brian Holiday the catcher. James McCann is currently out for, let's see, this is the second game he's been out, so he'll be out one more before he can return. And then rounding out the lineup, it'll be Jose Iglesias at short. So let's go with Brandon Phillips at second, leading off against Anibal Sanchez. Detroit going for their second defense of the King of the Hill. And Phillips leads off with a single right up the middle. So now the Reds are a team that can be a little shifty on the base paths here. Brandon Phillips, an A stolen base guy, and Holiday is 3, so you subtract 2 from the 1 to 13. Maybe a little, not the greatest of situations for that. We'll see. Hopefully for the Reds, Suarez doesn't ground into a double play, but let's see. 410, that is a fly ball to center. Underneath that will be Davis, and he makes the catch. Brings up Votto. 2-8. Well, he strikes out. So, the 2 outs, and Frazier at the plate. He cranks some homers. We're not going to try stealing here with Phillips. Runner at first, 2 outs. Todd Frazier up. And a 3-6. That will be a double. Phillips speedy, 1 to 15. You add 2, that's 1 to 17. There's no arm rating here, so So because there's 2 outs, it goes 1 to 17 instead of just 1 to 15. So they will throw home 1 to 17, and it's a 16. He is able to score just barely. Beats the throw, and it's 1-0 to the Reds. With Frazier still at second, and now it will be Jay Bruce. For 6, he's going to draw a walk. That puts the force into effect, and it'll be Zach Cozart. 5-5, that's a grounder to shortstop. Shortstop Iglesias, a 1, so very good fielder there. And the 11 on a 1, that is actually a 1 base error. The trouble with shortstop is they get a ton of chances, and so there is going to be a statistical that everybody gets an error, so error moves everybody up a base. And now the bases are loaded for Skip Schumacher. This could come unraveled for Sanchez really quickly here. 1-7, and he walks home a run. Costly error by Iglesias. And the base is still loaded for Pena, the catcher. 2 across, 2-0. Top of the first. 2-8 would be a 1-8. That'd be an infield single, and it would score another run. And that is a 13. So a single, and they're going to bat around here in the first. In comes Bruce, 3-0. And it's going to be Billy Hamilton next. Hello, at Bachatter. Mr. Steve. So here we go with 2 outs, and the base is loaded. 3 across already. 1-8 for Billy Hamilton. He gets underneath it. He pops it up, and camping underneath it is Cabrera. Makes the grab, but that is a bat around. I forgot to mark my little box score here, so give me a second while I do that. Three for the Reds to start the game. Detroit trying to get their second defense, but it's going to start off a little bit rusty here, a little rocky. So now Rajay Davis leading off against DeSclafani. 5-11, that's a fly ball left. So left field is Schumacher, a 4. On a 4, that's a pop out. No, that's catcher's card. 4, that is an out. So he is able to come after it and make the grab for the first out. Ian Kinsler, that is a 1-7. It's a fly ball left. Again, Schumacher grabs it. And now Miguel Cabrera with 2 outs. 2-4, grounder to Cozart over there. That's not Suarez. So 1-2-3 inning for DeSclafani. That's a disheartening start for Tigers fans. So to the second inning we go. And back to the top of the order is going to be Brandon Phillips. 3-9, that's a grounder to Iglesias. He actually makes the play to first this time. Doesn't bobble it like he did in the first inning. Now Suarez. 3-7 is a 1-9 double. That's a 4. So Sanchez having trouble getting outs here. It's going to be Votto now. He is plenty of trouble. He struck out in the first inning. 2-9, and he strikes out in the second. And now Frazier, who drove in the first run on a double, with 2 outs and a runner at second again. That's 6-9. And that one is parked. It is utterly destroyed. Home run, Todd Frazier. And that makes it 5-0 Cincinnati. "6-9 on Sanchez's card is a straight-up home run. And now the Tigers are in damage control mode, trying to keep this close, and it's tough to tell whether they need to get rid of Sanchez now or just let him go. Here's Bruce. 5-2 grounder back to Sanchez, and he does get out of the inning, but 2 across, 5-0. At Bachatter says, "Go Reds," and the Reds are not disappointing to this point. Okay. Future Red Sox, JD Martinez goes from the Red Stockings to the Red Sox. So 4-8. That's a fly ball to center, and that's going to be caught, hauled in by Billy Hamilton. Quick center fielder. Victor Martinez, the DH today. That's a 4-6, and that's a 1-7 double. But it's a 13. That'll be a liner to first. I think the Reds were called the Red Stockings at one point. I'm pretty sure. But maybe I'm wrong. There's another 4. 4-9, that's a single. So Castellanos gets on base. And now Tyler Collins, see if he can do something here, make a dent in this lead. 6-8, and he will. That's well, at least it's going to give him a chance. It's a 1 triple 2-20 double. A double for Collins. Off the pitcher's card. Castellanos is a 1-11. It's probably worth, bottom of the order coming up here. It's probably worth sending him. 55% chance, 1-11. This will end the inning if he's thrown out. Oh, and he is. So it will be a... They don't really give directional on these, so we're just going to say 8-6-2, and that will be it. So playing the odds, and the odds... So the odds go against the Tigers there in that regard. The odds were with them, but Castellanos gets thrown out at home, and it's still 5-0 and going to the top of the third. It's going to be Zach Cozart. 6-8, 1-10 homer. And the rest double. That's another double, and Anibal Sanchez is not long for this game. Skip Schumacher. 5-7, no more trouble. 1 triple 2-20 single. 2-star, that's going to score a run, and I think the manager has seen enough of Anibal Sanchez. That makes it 6-0. Well, they're going to go another batter. They'd like to get him through at least 3. So here's Pena. He singled previously. 2-10. Well, there's a double play ball, so that's a 1-6-3. That's 2 quick outs. Now it brings up Billy Hamilton. And a 1-9, that's a fly ball to right field, and it'll be caught by Martinez, and that ends the third, but it's been runs every inning for the Reds. It is 6-0 going to the bottom of the third. So Brian Holiday, 5-9 is a strikeout. 1 out. DeSclafani pitching well. It's Jose Iglesias, 3-7. That's a pop out short. Big error in the first for Iglesias. kept the inning alive and got them to 3 runs in the first. Now Rajay Davis. 5-4, a grounder to third base. Got to look at the chart for Todd Frazier. He's a 2-2-12. That's a 1-base error. So each team is booted 1 here. It's an E5. Down by so many, no sense in trying to steal a bag with Davis. Here's Kinsler. 6-8. There's that 1 triple, 2-20 double. That's a double. In this case, I think you got to send Davis undoubtedly. 2 outs. He's a 16 runner. It goes up to 18 with 2 outs. So as long as it's not a 19 or 20, that's a 15. He does score. It's a 1 run for the Tigers across. Makes it 6-1. Kinsler still at second, so can they get a 2-out rally going here and get 2 or 3 runs? Here's Cabrera. Heart of the order. Can Cabrera keep this inning going? 2-7. No, he does not. That's not going to fall in. It's going to be caught by Schumacher and left. And they only get the 1 run to show for it. Hi, Casey Rice. Thanks for tuning in to the live stream here. 4th inning, 6-1 Cincinnati. And it's going to be the first in the order again, Brandon Phillips. 3rd time up. 4-7, a 1-10 would be a single, but it's a 13, so that will be a liner to second. Caught by Kinsler. Eugenio Suarez. 2-10, strikes out. Well, Sanchez might get through the 4th here. I hate to put a jinx on him. Here's Votto. 3-8 is a walk. Brings up Frazier again. 2 for 2, double homer. 4-7, there's that 1-10 single again. And that is going to be a single, so here we go. They kind of put the hex on old Sanchez here. Now it's Jay Bruce. 1st and 2nd, 2 outs. 6-10, catcher's card. Brian Holiday is a 3-rated catcher. Oh, that's a passed ball followed by a foul out, so he will get out of the inning without any further runs scored. Both runners move up on a passed ball, but then it's a foul out to end it, right? Did I say foul out? I think I said a foul out. Yes. That will end the 4th. Top of the 4th, at least. So, finally a clean inning for Sanchez. And I think Detroit will get some action in the bullpen. They're going to get Gorzolani. So Martinez, of the JD variety. Jerry. 2-7, fly ball to left. Detroit has gone cold. Bottom of the 4th, 6-1. Cincinnati on top. Victor Martinez now. 4-10, that's a fly ball to center. Test Hamilton here. 1-rated center fielder. So safe on an error. Safe at second on an error. So Billy Hamilton is good for a 2-base error. Detroit keeps getting little bits of life. They can't really put it together much, though. Only 1 run to show for it. Nick Castellanos thrown out at the plate in the 2nd inning. 6-5 is a strikeout. Bad luck there. 6 has some stuff in that column, but the 5 is the strikeout. Now Tyler Collins. with Victor Martinez at second. 5-6. Fly ball to right. Caught by Jay Bruce. And that will end any threat. To the 5th. And not the 5th of the alcoholic variety. 5th inning. So, an early exit for Sanchez. Four innings pitched. Not a good outing. 6 runs given up. I believe only 4 of them are earned, though, and Cozart will face Tom Gorzolani. That is a 4-3. Grounder to first base. Cabrera a 2. 2-7 is an out. Say 3-1. Skip Schumacher, 3-11. He'll walk. We're rooting for the Reds. Want to see the project keep on going, or they just don't like Detroit. Here's Pena, runner at first. 5-4 catcher's card. Holiday a 3 and a 14. That's that same roll, passed ball and foul out. Can't believe I didn't remember I already had that. So another passed ball, then a foul out. So that brings up Hamilton with a runner at second and 2 outs. Two-5, and he strikes him out. And Gorzolani gets through a clean inning, for the most part, only walk. So Holiday giving up a couple of passed balls. And now here in the bottom of the 5th, he is up. Avila getting the day off and McCann hurt. Holiday gets to play. So bottom of the 5th, 6-1 currently to score. And that's a strikeout for Holiday. He's struck out twice now. Jose Iglesias. 5-9. That's another strikeout. DeSclafani having a game so far. Rajay Davis. 5-8. Another strikeout. That'll end the inning. So going to the 6th. 6-1. So DeSclafani, 3 hits given up so far and only an unearned run, excuse me. So back to the top of the order. Brandon Phillips, let's see. Gonna do a pitching change. Bring in Al Albuquerque. So Phillips, 2-9. That's a grounder to shortstop. Iglesias throws to Cabrera for the out. So Albuquerque induces a grounder for the first out. Here's Suarez. 1-8. There's another grounder to Iglesias. He is up with it and throws and in time. And now Votto, 2 strikeouts and a walk. 5-4, grounder to short. Iglesias a 1. 1-9 is an out. And that will retire the side. All 3 of them 6-3. So 1-2-3 inning for Albuquerque. DeSclafani still in good shape here in the 6th. We're going to go with, it's going to be Kinsler, 5-10. Grounder to Cozart, a 1. 1 and a 2, he's out. 1 gone. Miguel Cabrera. 4-4. Grounder to second base. Brandon Phillips converts that one. And now JD Martinez. 6-10 strikes him out. And what's that? 8 in a row set down now by DeSclafani going to the 7th. Detroit with another pitching change. It's going to be Ian Krall. So here is Todd Frazier. Face Krall, that's a 6'10". That's a fly ball to center. It will be Davis. He's a 3. 3 and a 2. That's going to be a... Oh, I got autofocus turned off. It says double, I swear. So a leadoff double for Frazier. That he's 4 for 4. He could have gotten a triple out of that. That would have been the cycle. Bruce. There's 6-4. That's a grounder to second base C. The runner will advance. Brings up Zach Cozart. Another 6. 6-7 is a strikeout. So that's at least some good results from that column, even though we're stuck on it. So still a runner at third, 2 outs. Skip Schumacher. Another 6. A 6-2 grounder to second. And Kinsler will take care of that, and we're at the stretch. So a 1 and a 2 and a 3. Need a guest singer at some point, you know. Get like Bill Murray in here or something. If anybody knows him and wants to send him my way, I'd be more than happy to put him on the channel to sing. Of course, for Detroit, I don't know. We might need... I don't know. I'd say Eminem or Kid Rock, but we could get somebody from Motown too. So here's Martinez. DeSclafani has things under control, and that's a pop out to Cozart. Victor Martinez 0-for-3, only reached on a 2-base error. Castellanos 3-8 strikes out. And it's going to be Tyler Collins with 2 outs. 6-5, another strikeout. Wow, just mowing them down. Might try to get a CG out of this. We'll see. All right, back to the pen for the Tigers. It's going to be, who did they use last game? Hardy and Feliz. So it'll be Alex Wilson here. And it'll be Pena. 6-1, by the way. It hasn't changed here in a couple innings. 2-9 is going to be a fly out to J.D. Martinez. 1 away. Billy Hamilton. Whoops. That's a 2-7. That's a pop out to second. 0-for-4 for Billy. I feel like 2014 was sort of a coming out campaign for him, maybe, and then he sort of fell off the radar 2015. But, okay, Brandon Phillips, 3-5, and another grounder to short. So a 1-2-3 inning for Wilson. The Reds will just have... They're going to have Jumbo Diaz warming up in the bullpen there. And it'll be Brian Holiday facing DeSclafani. 6-6 a walk. DeSclafani will have a short leash here in the 8th. Here's Iglesias. 4-4. Granted to second base C. The runner will advance. Back to the top of the order now for Rajay Davis. Probably not going to get a complete game here. I kind of feel like 1-2-3. Now, unless he somehow gets a low max or something here. There's a 1-8. That's a ground to third base. Looks the runner back. Throws to first. Frazier with the out, so that's 2 outs, and now it is going to be Ian Kinsler with 2 away. Runner at second. 4-5. That's going to be a grounder to short. Kozar to 1. 1 and 3 is an out, and that will retire the side. And let's see. What are we going to do here? Alright, we'll bring in Rondon. We've used up. If somehow they make a comeback and tie this thing, there won't be many pitchers in the bullpen left. Could always bring out a starter and then kind of replace him on the roster at some point here. So Wilson goes an inning. And it'll be Suarez facing Bruce Rondon. 4-7, a walk. So the other thing to keep in mind, as it's 6-1 Cincinnati, Reds do have Aroldis Chapman available to close should they find themselves in a position where they need it. So here's Votto. Runner on first. Nobody out. 1-8. And there's a single. First to third. He goes. First and third. Nobody out. Rondon. Rough start there. Here is Frazier. Frazier needs a triple for the cycle. There's a 2-12. That's a grounder to shortstop. The run will score. Oh, wait. Hang on. They would play the infield in, and so I have to look at this and take a little. I think that would be. So infield in, ground ball A. Runner on third holds. Other runners advance a base. So Frazier will be out at first. Votto gets to go to second. So second and third with Jay Bruce at the plate. Rondon's going to walk him intentionally to get to Kozart. Maybe not the greatest move. We'll find out. Sets up a double play, and they're going to play with the infield in here. 3-9. Strikes him out. That's 2 outs. And now Skip Schumacher with the chance to break this open. Base is juiced. 2 outs. And 3-5, 1-16 would be a single. It would get by the diving second baseman Kinsler. Otherwise, it will be a line out, and the inning will be over. 1-16, and it's 14. That's an RBI for Schumacher. In to score easily comes Suarez, stopping at third, Votto. And we do it all over again, this time with Brian Pena. .38, and then that's a ground ball to third, and he will just take it straight to the bag this time. So they do get another insurance run, 7-1, and it will be Jumbo Diaz coming in here to pitch the ninth. Breaking through 100 pitches there for sure. DeSclafani close, but we're going to go ahead and go to Diaz. So 8 innings pitched for him. I know that would not be music to Jerry Ball's ears, but we're not going to stretch the complete game for a guy up to 32 batters faced. So here we go with Miguel Cabrera against Jumbo Diaz. That's a 3-3. That's a ground ball to shortstop. That's going to be out number 1. Martinez. Tigers trying to hang on for dear life here. They need base runners. 1-7. And boy, 1-8's a homer, but that's a strikeout on a 1-7. And that's going to be down to the last batter, Victor Martinez. 2 away. 7-1. And that's a 1-6. That's a grounded to third base. Up with it is Frazier. Throws across. Votto squeezes. And the Tigers have been eliminated from this round of the competition. That is a 7-1 final for the Reds. They are victorious. And the home field advantage goes back to the National League, as Anthony DeSclafani pitches a very nice 8-inning game. Only gave up 3 hits along the way, 1 walk. The only run, a unearned, seated on a, well, the base runner was seated on an error, and then a double by Kinsler brought him in for the Tigers. Todd Frazier with a big homer. Also a double brought in Phillips, so he had 3 runs batted in this one. As Schumacher also had, he had 2 runs batted in, right? Actually 3. He also walked, which forced home a run. So the Reds get it done. They've got good bats, and at least for their first pitcher, they got pretty good pitching. So we'll see if they can continue that through the rest of their rotation. Thinking that's not going to be likely, but you just never know. When the rolls start going your way, it can really get to be good. So, one moment. So let me get back to this because I muted things because I was moving my camera, and so now I've kind of tell you everything that I just said, which I don't remember everything I just said, but I can get most of it. I did say that I just finished off yesterday, a game week for the NFL. So, I really like to kind of have closure on week to week in these projects. I hate having something where I've played 2 games and then I've got 2 more that need to be played and I just kind of set them aside and do something else. That just doesn't feel right to me. So I don't think I'm OCD, but I do think that I like to have things wrapped up in packages. And the other thing I said about that was to talk of another game. I have this At the Soccer league that I don't know if I'll ever get through it, but those are 10 matches in a game week, and that makes it really tough because 10's a lot to do, and the games take about an hour and 15, an hour and a half to play, and another half an hour to set up. So it just gets to be where it basically takes 2 weeks pretty much to do a game week, or maybe a week and a half if you're playing a game a week, or a game a day, excuse me. So, because most of us just don't have time to, sometimes we do get time to rattle off a few games in a day, but for me at least, it's kind of rare. So, yeah, so it wasn't you guys, it was I hit the mute, and so I just mentioned also that it was Jerry and Steve and Casey in the chat, and I thank them for being here. You guys, it's always nice to have some people joining in and helping to direct some of the conversation at times. And anyway, yeah, that's about it. So check out the match play that Earl just completed. It's a fun tournament. That's why I've been refraining a bit from History Maker Golf, just because I don't want to. I knew he wanted to do that tournament, and kind of wanted to give him the floor golf wise to be able to do that, because I don't want to, as much as he would tell me go ahead and play if you want to play. I don't like when it's a sport that's kind of a baseball. I think you can have multiple projects going on a channel, no problem, etc., because it's in the title. But I feel like it would just be 2 projects with the same game, especially golf. I think would have just been a little. So within the next week or 2, I'll get back to doing some doing my the TGT tournaments, so be on the lookout for that. But been content doing some football stuff, and we'll get back to doing some more of the golf, and we'll keep squeezing in games in this project for the Diamond Kings. So yeah, so I should have probably worn a hat because my hair. I really need a haircut, and I've been. Hang on. I was just opening up my binder. Been putting it off, but I don't know. Part of me wouldn't mind growing it out more, but I have certain very influential people in my life who are saying you are not growing a mullet. So there's that. I finally did make a little binder cover here for my stat sheets, and so let me see. So I don't have to make you guys nauseous or anything. Just going to kind of show you that pillow was out. Yes, it was. I know what you mean now. Yeah. So my binder. Figure. What are we at? We're not even 45 minutes yet. So I made up these little charts. Whoa! Almost knocked over my can of soda. And so I like to keep books, binders of stuff. So that's the Oakland Kansas City game. That was if you haven't already seen that, then that's tough. So we'll just mention here, and you can see that I changed the formatting on the page. I kind of did a little 2.0, but Jacksonville won 34-9, completely obliterated the Ravens in this week. The Carolina Panthers defeated the Chicago Bears 21-13. And so what I do is I have all sorts of stats that I compile over here in this little grid, and then I import them into my Google sheet which calculates some things. I still haven't quite gotten that together. But see, this is, you saw it on the channel. This is kind of how I do my, and this is from, I don't want to, give attribution where it's not supposed to be, but a couple guys that have posted about things like this on the Play Facebook group were like David Gray, who has a website, Back to Minnesota, and also Michael Owens, I believe, was the other one. I'm hoping I get this right, and I think he was the one that had something similar to this. He kind of does it in almost a paragraph form. I like actually having it down the page, so I put my, I use an R without a circle for a run. For a pass, I use a P with the circle, so it's easy to look right down through there and pick out the receptions versus the runs. X's are incompletions, and then anything over on this side is penalties, fumbles. So the S here is a sack. I put a little hexagon around that, and let's see. This was the one where you had, over, you can't see that one very well over, well, I might as well move it because you're not going to see. So this is interception, and I put a diamond around that, so this one went onto an extra page. But this was the game that Barkley had 4 interceptions. There's another interception right up here. Oh, you can't see it because of this guy. I'll move it out of the way, and now you can see it right up here. So, and then the one I played yesterday was Buffalo and Tennessee. Tennessee won 26-10. Move this down so you can see the stat sheet. The Bills made it close in the second half. They got it back to 16 to. Let me see. So that's 13. Yeah, so 13-10. And they were driving, and then they got stopped, and they did a coffin corner kick, and then the Titans drove down and scored the touchdown to kind of put it out of reach. So right there was the field goal by Suckup to make it 13-0. That was the third quarter. Then you had Woods with the touchdown pass for 7, and then fourth quarter, this is when the Bills got a 31-yard field goal from Carpenter to make it 13-10. This was the most frustrating part of this game. The Bills intercepted Mariota and got the ball at the Tennessee 43, and right away. So then McCoy had a 7-yard run. Then right away, Arakpo sacked Tyrod Taylor and made it 3rd and 14, and then they completed one underneath, but it was from the 37, and Carpenter's not rated well, so I had to make a choice. Do I want to, if on the 2 6-sideds in second season, it's, you read them black and white, so black first, white second, and so it's like you had to get 15 or below for Carpenter to make a, so what is that? That's 37. Add 7, that's 44. 54-yard field goal. I think it was a 15 or lower to get that, and I just decided it wasn't worth a chance. Tried to do coffin corner kick. They took a delay of game penalty. I guess in theory they're giving themselves a little more room. And then right here is a, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 play drive, culminating in a DeMarco Murray 2-yard touchdown run, which pretty much iced the game out. And I think they did get a couple more field goals because as time was sort of running out, Bills were trying things and got they turned it over on downs, which gave the short field. So 26-10 the final. So yeah, so I've got some older sheets. I was using some of Al Wilson's creations early on. You can see right there. They're like a whole bunch of them in here. I'd kind of like to spread them out and get them into the book differently. I just haven't taken the time to do it. And I kind of gotten to the point where I really do like using the notebook paper. Some people are not so fond of that. I do like it. So I'm going to put up the screen here because I feel like that can kind of bring about potentially some motion sickness if you're sitting there flipping cameras around. Ooh. So anyway, thanks for watching and enduring that little discussion of the Tenacious. I still haven't quite gotten to the. I'll tell you what. I've got a couple of you guys here on. Let's see. Why is this not showing up? So maybe it won't show up for me at all. Oh, that's why. Wrong thing. Devices. No, screen. Window capture. I don't know if this is going to come up or not. I really would like to figure out how to... See, it's not working right. I don't know why that won't show up for me. Okay, well, it's not going to work, so never mind. I don't know what's up with that. I've got to figure that out one of these days. So anyway, I'm going to sign off. I'm going to keep running on here for an hour if I let myself do that. So thanks a lot for tuning in. If you could hit like, that'd be great. Feel free to comment on anything you'd like to see here on the channel. I will at least take it into consideration for the most part. And yeah, so the Tigers are out. It's now the Reds who have control of the King of the Hill, and they will be hosting the Cleveland Indians next. So till then, just keep rolling your dice and having fun playing your games. And we'll see you soon here on Tabletop Baseball Plus with some more tabletop sports action. See you then.